So, how can you recognize when you need to take care of yourself because maybe you're forgetting a little bit, or maybe you're just a little bit burned out? Well, this last year has really shown a lot of us that our breaking points or our kind of irritated areas are a little bit closer than what we would normally have. It's been a very stressful year. So for a lot of people, that burned out kind of feeling, that I can't really add one more thing to my plate, can be really significant. And what I will say is that, first of all, self-care is a discipline. It's not an indulgence. So how can you really take care of yourself? Well, when you go on an airplane, now granted, it's probably been a little while, but when you're on an airplane, the flight attendant goes through all the emergency parameters, right? I mean, they talk about emergency exits and all that good stuff. But the other thing they say is, if the oxygen mask deploys, put yours on first before you can put anybody else's on. Because quite honestly, if you're passed out, you can't really help anybody else. I love that analogy, and I use that often. But it's really important to take care of yourself. So some very simple things that you can do is breathe. Literally. Five to 7 seconds in, hold for 1 or 2, and slowly exhale for another 5 to 7 seconds. That in itself can help send oxygen throughout your body, especially to your brain. And it can also reduce your blood pressure. It can also reduce your blood sugar. So there's a couple of things that happen when we get really stressed. First of all, we tend to lean on foods and beverages that are going to perk us up. Maybe we're going to hit caffeine really hard, maybe sometimes sugars that we wouldn't necessarily always get into. But if we can limit those, that'll actually help us to be healthier. And what I mean by that is that, yeah, sugar sometimes gives us that boost, and caffeine does too. But in the long run, or even later that day or the next day, it can be a little detrimental to our sleep patterns and also to just being calm.